Many people that I worked with that suffer from depression told me that once they understood this cycle of depression that I'm going to explain in a sec, finally they had an explanation that matched their experience, that build on the latest research, scientific research, and give them some tools, give them some hope that they can begin to move out of the depression into a much better and happier life. So if you or someone that you know suffer from depression, this might be one of the most important videos that you can watch right now. My name is Itai, and I work as a psychotherapist using hypnosis, so it's hypnotherapist, since somewhere in the 2008. And since I lived in different places, part of the world, and I work mostly online, I literally can say that I worked with people from all over the world. And in really few sessions, really fast, we were able to lift that depression, to help them to move out of that deep hole into a much better life. And it's not only affect the person itself, it's his family, his friends, work. So it's such a positive ripple effect on the surrounding society that I really believe that we really need to start to rethink this issue and start to find new ways to look at it. Even though there are physical symptoms, it's not primarily physical. So we need to stop, treat it as such with over medication and begin to empower people to take the right steps and to gain control over their life. So let's look at a few of the symptoms that people experience. Perhaps it will be familiar for you. Feeling of exhaustion, usually in the morning. The morning are the worst, like just, getting out of bed, just even the simplest activity like brushing your teeth or having breakfast is such a big hurdle. It's almost impossible. Thing that you used to enjoy, like hanging out with friends or doing some sport, doesn't give the same satisfaction. And most people stop doing that and then have this kind of feeling of something wrong with me. What the point? Why bother? And even though that they seems like inactive in like externally, in the head, it's work double time. It's really busy and mostly in a negative way because depression really thrive like a parasite on stress and anxiety. Now, our emotion actually affect the way that we think more than the other way around. So the more stressed we become, the more simplistic, black and white, all or nothing way of thinking we'll have, ruminate about stuff that happened in the past, catastrophize about the future, perfectionism, either everything have to be perfect or there is no point. And those thoughts going in a loop, getting us even more stressed. An analogy can be something like a computer that have a lot of heavy program open in the same time. In a certain point, the computer might get slow, even stuck, and then we have to restart the computer. Now the brain, the body, make sure that it won't happen to us. Uh, so the way that it does it is at night through the REM state that associate with dreaming. The brain will release those emotional expectations, so we'll have fresh start the next day. Now we already know since the 50s that people that suffer from depression are dreaming up to 3 times more than other people or themselves in a better time. Now, when we are in the REM state, the brain is as active as awake time. That means that even though that you might slept 8, 10, 12 hours, the brain was very active and you didn't have enough the slow wave rest and recuperate part of the sleep, not enough of it. So then when you wake up in the morning, you're like a flat battery of a car. There is not enough juice to start the day. And of course, the first thing that you would tell to yourself is like, I cannot even get out of bed. I'm such a loser, and then you start those negative thoughts again. Now, one more thing that happened while we in the dream state, the body, the brain doesn't want us to move. It will be quite confusing if we'll open the eyes in the middle of the night or in the middle of the dream or start to act out our dream. So the way that the brain handle it is to stop to manufacture a protein in the brain that called serotonin. Serotonin responsible on few things in our body, mind, and one of them is that push this impulse to move. So if you most of the night the brain didn't manufacture it, didn't produce it, then in the morning you don't have enough this impulse to get out of bed to start to move, to do something. Most antidepressant actually trying to create more serotonin. So with the idea that if you have more, you're going to feel better. But what we see here that the lack of serotonin, it's not the cause of depression, is the result of depression. Another function of the serotonin is to give us this feeling of satisfaction, of like, this was a nice meal, or I just really enjoy this time with friends. If we don't have enough of it, of course, we won't feel that satisfaction. And then people just skip those activities. One tip is to give the brain, the best way to give the brain the message to start to produce more serotonin is movement. So I know it's difficult, but get out of bed and go for like 15, 20 minutes walk in the morning will give the brain the message, create serotonin. And this is one of the reasons that most people say that like the morning are the worst, but as the day progresses, they feel a bit better. So just to look at all of this cycle again, it starts with a very busy, negative, stress mind and body that create over dreaming, over REM state. And this very busy mind will create exhaustion in the morning. That exhaustion will get us to feel like really bad and start to have again negative thought. And then this is the cycle. Now, of course, we can go deeper into it, and there is many more components. But just get this: if you understand that, like you already see that there is a system here, and a system we can start to break, we can start to change. Now, how we do it? Well, this is something that we need to do together. This is where the art of change come in, and where you as an individual coming in. We have to talk and figure it out together. So underneath this video will be a button that says, let's talk. And if you see this video somewhere else, like in YouTube or somewhere else, I'll leave a link where you can come to my site. And then you just answer a few really simple questions and then can already book either a 15 minutes free video call where you can tell me about yourself, about your situation, ask me any question. And then if you feel that this is the way that you want to go, we can just book a full session. So I really hope that you got some new ideas through this video. And I'm looking forward to talk to you, to meet you, and let's talk.